A very good evening to you. Thanks for joining us on the Tuesday edition of the show. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Well, tonight on the show, we will be talking mini football. It's another side of football that is very interesting and is spreading like wildfire. So we'll talk about that as we go on the show. We will also give you a slice of some of the other sports making the rounds and the preseason tournaments in Nigeria. We will also look at club football, talking about CAF competitions, Nigerian teams involved, both the male and the female. So that's the outlook of the show tonight. We urge you to sit back, relax, as we take you on the trip. As you already know, it's a two-man show. My colleague, Austin Okonakman, is suited and ready as we take you along on this ride across the body spinning world of sports.
What a greetings to you, and of course our viewers joining us from all over the world. Still an action-packed world of sports. England is buzzing again, and that's because the Premier League is back. While we're counting down also to the Paralympic Games, just about days, Paris will feel some magic again, where some para-athletes will come together and make us feel the power of sports. Nigeria will compete in that one in 4 events. And our athletes are right there in Germany getting ready. Some bit of issues here and there, but we'll try to stay focused till the competition is done, and then we'll find a way to do a proper assessment on the Olympics and the Paralympics. And I'm also excited about the discussion on mini football. We've said that there's so much happening with football all over the world. So if you cannot make the 11-a-side football on the grass, there are other opportunities. And mini football is one of them, Yemi.
All right, mini football is one of them. All right, let me introduce our guest in the league. We have 2 guests, as a matter of fact, but we're starting with one. Now, Davis Adewale joins us on the show. He is the initiator of mini football in Nigeria, and he also is the National General Secretary of Nigeria Mini Football Association. Davis, greetings to you. Good evening, and thanks for joining us on the show.
Thank you very much. My name is Davis Abidemi Adewoye, as you just said, and I'm highly thank you for having me here.
All right. I know you will help us on the show a lot tonight and help us correct a lot of misconceptions. I mean, when you hear mini football, there's a tendency to just misconstrue and say maybe it's just 5-a-side. So is there any difference? Is it futsal? Is it what makes it different?
Okay, thank you very much. I think right now I can put a little light on that. Mini football has a little similarity with futsal, because futsal is an indoor game, while mini football is an outdoor game. Futsal, when you're throwing, you have to put the ball down, and you have to throw. But mini football, you have to put the ball. There's no, you just kick and do the whole thing, on and on like that. And same size, anyways, same size. And the governing body of mini football is quite different from futsal. World Mini Football Federation is the governing body of
separate from FIFA.
From FIFA.
Okay.
World Mini Football Federation, and the headquarters is in Czech Republic, and they've been in existence since 2018. Though the whole thing has been coming up, short-sided game had been in existence for quite a long time, but when it comes to being like a professional thing, like it has to go AWOL all of a sudden, was 2018.
Take us through history, because when I was young, I remember Japan 93, a variation of this, what you're saying now. I remember because it was an under-17 tournament and they weren't throwing, they were kicking.
Absolutely.
Japan 93, that's why I remember. Yeah. And so, has this been around for a long time? I also asked you before we came on set if mini football, the organizers, are talking with IFAB and all, and you answered all of those questions. So, how long have they been around? Because for some of us, we've been doing these things, but to now know that there's an organization that is behind it, that is organizing all of these things, it might be coming as a bit of a surprise to many.
Well, thank you very much. Let me put it this way. World Mini Football Federation is really working towards IFAB, and I'm pretty sure in the next couple of years they'll see a whole lot. Because I can tell you authoritatively right now, the fastest growing amateur sport in the whole wide world at the moment is mini football. And we're trying to because the maiden edition of this mini football in Africa, Nigeria participated in Tripoli, Libya. In fact, that was the reason why FIFA had to reconsider Libya into FIFA. Because we had the competition without any
Support.
issues.
All right.
And I can tell you now that mini football has been in existence for quite a long time, like I said initially. But the only thing is they're trying to put a whole lot of onions into it to make it look juicy. Now, in North Africa, there have been transfer of players right now as we speak. It's fast growing in North Africa. Egypt they were in Nigeria to 2021 because Nigeria hosted the second edition of Africa Mini Football Nations Cup, and it was hosted in Oyo State.
Okay. All right. Well, Michael Austin obviously asked a question. Obviously, we want some misconceptions corrected as well.
Okay.
Yeah, David, good to have you on the show. I've been doing a lot of research about mini football. I think the first time that we properly had a conversation about this in Nigeria was in 2015. And I like that we're having the conversation again. The 2021 edition, as you mentioned, Egypt busted. North Africa seemed to be doing so well with mini football. What are the things they are doing that we can emulate in Nigeria?
Can you please come again?
So what are the things that those other nations, especially in North Africa, that they're doing that we can emulate in Nigeria?
Oh, that's the league. In North Africa, the league is superb. And that had been the reason why they were so superb in 2021 when Nigeria hosted the Nations Cup. That had been the most decorated, the most explosive Nations Cup that had ever happened in Africa. Nigeria 2021. So it is the league. And we are really, by the time we return back from South Africa, that is one thing we really want. And thank God that we have a whole lot of able hands, great men, great guys that are really coming on board, that really want to support. Because when we went for the maiden edition in Tripoli, Libya, 2018, what we garnered from there made it explosive and made some people to really appreciate us and came on board to host the second edition of Africa Mini Football Nations Cup in 2021. So our success, historical moment that we had then, made a whole lot of people right now as we speak to want to be involved with what is going on. So coming back from South Africa is going to be explosive. We are here to complement, not to compete.
Not to compete. All right, let me just throw this in quickly before we take a look at. Let's talk about the Super Spartan now. Super Spartan Eagles.
Absolutely.
Yeah, following in line with the Eagles, they want to compete in the third edition of the competition.
Absolutely.
You talk about. So quickly talk about. I hear they're going to be in Johannesburg, South Africa. So what's going to take them there? What's the preparation like?
Now, we are at the teaching stage of the association. I'm using this opportunity to speak all out to government organization, and even private sectors to come on board to support, because we are not doing it for ourselves, we're doing it for Nigeria. Country. And South Africa really respects Nigeria so much, they can't just afford to lose Nigeria in that competition. And we've been doing all our possible best to ensure that we garner a whole lot of things. In the next couple of days, we want to keep the national team in the camp for a couple of weeks before we embark on the journey. And we are hopeful that Nigerians will come on board to support us
the team,
because they have been supporting us.
All right. Let me quickly go across the screen just to amplify what Davies has talked about, the groups and the other participating countries. We'll come back to talk about what is on offer if Nigeria is able to scale through this, the next level for Nigeria. But let me go across in a bit and just quickly look at it. In Group A, of course, we have South Africa, where everybody will gather. South Africa, Nigeria, Mauritius, and Mauritania in Group A. Let's flip quickly and go to Group B, where you have Libya, Tunisia, Burkina Faso, and DR Congo. And in Group C, you have Cote d'Ivoire, Zambia, and of course, Somalia and Chad. Then, of course, you go to Group C, Group D, I beg your pardon, Egypt, Ghana, Morocco, and Lesotho. These are the teams, countries, I beg your pardon, that will be in that Africa Mini Football Nations Cup. All right. So let me just quickly ask you. Hopefully, you get the support that you want. The top teams to qualify. Do you think Nigeria can get to be one of the top teams?
I can tell you authoritatively, since the maiden edition of Africa Mini Football Nations Cup, Nigeria had ever been qualified for the World Cup. When we participated in the maiden edition at Tripoli, Libya, we qualified to participate in the second edition of WMF World Cup in Perth, Australia. A paucity of funds could not make us to be there. Then we hosted the second edition in 2021, qualified for the fourth edition in UAE, Ras Kamal in the United Arab Emirates. But the issue of the visa between Nigeria and we couldn't participate. Now, where the top 5 is going to qualify for the next World Cup in Baku, Azerbaijan.
Correct.
And the president, the president of the Federal Republic of Azerbaijan is somebody that really appreciates and supporting mini football. So it's going to be wow there.
All right. I guess that's the much we can take. I want to thank you for your time. Hopefully we'll bring you some other time to talk about all of these.
Definitely, we're ready.
All the best to the team representing Nigeria. We need to go on a quick time out and allow you enjoy something on baseball, another variation of some of the sports we want to talk about on the show tonight. Let's allow you enjoy some reactions from some of the tournaments that happened recently and the thoughts of one of the backers of the sports. We'll come back to talk some more on Sports Tonight.
Permanently to work in the Nigerian Stock Exchange. I met General Williams. He was involved in every sport. So I now told him there's a new sport I want to introduce in Nigeria, but I'm a lady. The men will not take it seriously. So you will be the one introducing it. I will be your number 2 and follow you. And I now briefed him and he was quite interested because he has also been, because he was a soldier, he went for training in the US and he knew what baseball was and what it means to the US people. So that was how Gerard Williams and I assembled a few sports-oriented people and talked to them about baseball, and that would be very good for the young people. And if we take it seriously, a lot of our young people will be getting scholarships to go to university in the US. And that was how Williams and I invited some friends to come and join, and we started baseball. It's a lovely game that when it comes into real being, Nigerians will want to even drop some of the members, especially the younger ones, will want to try it and dump football. Once they start playing baseball, you see that football will go lower a little. But we don't want to kill football, God forbid. We all grew up with football, and football can never die. But we want baseball to also come up. So that we don't mind being number 2 to football. We want to pick about 5 corporate companies and go to around them. A lot of them have done favors for. But Nigerians now, when you do favor for them, we are no longer on the seat. They will forget. But if I'm still sitting on the seat, they will not forget.
Welcome back. That was the former director of the Nigerian Stock Exchange, on the UK. Speaking about baseball and say, look, baseball can rival football. And she also talked about the giant strides the sport is making. And of course, she's one of their backers. So Kehinde is here. Don't laugh. Baseball can rival football. Do you believe that? I told you not to laugh.
It's good to be here. I'm laughing because I'm here now. I think anything can rival anything depending on the interest, put into it.
And the organization.
And the organization. I've seen that so many sports suffers in Nigeria because we tend to concentrate so much on football. Even when some other sports have taken the shine off football, giving us great joy, giving us consistent happiness, but we still put our energy on football. So if you say baseball can give us joy, then you need to press on it.
Okay. Your thoughts on mini football in 30 seconds. I want to yield back to Austin. Your thoughts, you listen to our guests, corrected some of the wrong notions, misconceptions that we have. So what kind of visibility do you think they have right now? Are you seeing their footprints?
Already there is a Nations Cup in place, which will be happening since we already had the maiden edition. And then countries are buying into it, countries around Africa. Nigeria is also part of it. And whenever Nigeria gets to be a part of something, especially in Africa, it seems like it's huge because of the kind of respect countries have for us, all around the world. So it is what it is. I got the difference that it's indoor for futsal, outdoor for mini football. And then, we were talking about football in Olympics some times ago, and we said, the way football seems, watered down at the Olympics, why not sub it with futsal? In this case, okay, futsal is indoor, we want to leave it out there. Why not sub it with mini football?
All right.
So I think it's a good initiative. See, whenever things like this happen, people cut their teeth there, where they cannot, probably in the bigger field. So let's say it goes. Always welcome to initiatives that will create more jobs, and also more people will get off the street being part of mini football.
All right. Let me yield to Austin. Same old story. They're out there asking for support. A competition where Nigeria will be represented. And again, as part of the efforts here again, we're hearing support. Hopefully they get the support they need.
That's it, and with this sort of initiative, you just hope that they don't come back, with tales of how they struggled because they didn't get the support that they needed. I keep saying it over and over again that if sports officials in Nigeria sit up, we have the population, we have the markets, we can actually do well with other sports. For instance, this sort of football has got its own federation. We can partner, and then see ways that we can get some opportunities out there for young people. I don't know. I know it's going to be tough, very, very tough. And that's why when I listen to Madam Ndidi Onyuke talking about baseball wanting to rival football, I had said basketball, said, wait a minute, what's going on? Athletics was like, really? Because, the people up there, they just think it's the main football that is the sport in Nigeria. So it's going to be tough. We see what Botswana seem to be doing now with their sports. We see what Kenya has been doing with their sports. We see South Africa showing consistency. It's time for us to show our strength in diversity. It's time for us to show that we've got people. And that's why when we hold people accountable, when we let them see why they should be responsible with this sector called sports, they just don't understand, and it breaks my heart. So let's wait, Yemi. Hopefully this mini football team will get the support that they need, get the required attention, go play their tournament, come back with vital lessons, and see ways to develop mini football in Nigeria.
Yeah, hopefully that will be the case. All right, we need to go on a break right about now, but just to let our viewers know that when we return from this break, on the DSTV platform, you will be onto the program Inside the Niger Delta with Mahmoud Akuga, but on all our other platforms, you will still be onto us on Sports Tonight, talking sports and all the things happening in your fast-paced, money-spinning world of sports. We need to go on a break right about now. We'll return for some more Sports Tonight. All right, welcome back. We're having fun in the studio talking about what you're seeing right here behind me, the CAF Champions League, the qualifying rounds, and we're already out with the calculators. Too early. But anyway, that's what is happening. First leg results in the qualification round. Zilmaju of the Comoros played their game in Nigeria because of the issues they had up against Rangers. Slim 1-0 victory for the Flying Antelopes. Then Remo Stars, the game all of us wanted to see. If there's a team that can do well against the North Africans, Remo Stars. But the scoreline is what is worrying. 2-1, very, very slim against FAR Rabat of Morocco. So those are the results in the CAF Champions League. Let me yield to Austin if he shares my sentiments. I'm not really worried about Rangers. I expected them to score more goals. But I know whatever happens, they'll scale through. Remo Stars is where my worries lie.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Rangers, they have no excuse. Whatever happens in the second leg will still come for them if they don't win or even win convincingly, because they have an opportunity to, just cruise to victory properly and take pressure off yourself. This is serious football, and how you start in the CAF Champions League really matters. So yes, Rangers will argue, did we not win? Austin, what's the problem? But you need to win well because you're as good as your last game. So that's a good win against the team from Comoros, but they need to, consolidate in the second leg and, just see the way they can stamp the authority as they advance in the competition. But I'm so proud of Remo Stars. Some will not understand how difficult it is to play these North African teams. They had to fight. They had to dig deep. And when they got that winner, I said it's better. Yes, we can start worrying now that, it was just a slim 2-1, win. But if it had ended 1-1, I would have been crying. People would have had hands on their cheek. Some will have hands on their head saying it's all over. But we've seen Remo Stars battle this Asfar team before. And they were just unfortunate. They were this close, to making it. So I'm sure there were lessons in that they learned, that they've taken into this one. And let's see, this is football where anything can happen. My only worry was El Kanemi Warriors, and it showed in that game, But 1-1. Let's see what the three teams can do in the second legs,
Okay, Idris. This is where I always have a problem. We start with 4. 4 becomes 3. 2 go down to the lower cadre. Before you know it is 1. And I hope this doesn't happen. But tell me you're not scared.
I am scared.
For Remo Stars.
I'm super scared. Rabat gave Remo Stars their first ever defeat on the continent when they first went to the continent. So they are wary of this team even before playing. That's where I understood with Austin when he said, you don't understand what Remo Stars had to go through to be here. Now they got the victory. But you see, we've seen this time and time again. It's either you don't get good result, draw or lose at home, and then you go away to those North African side. Their hostilities both on and off the pitch. Can
Remo Stars do anything with this slim margin?
I feel they can. Remo Stars plays very expansive football, very good football. But these guys will not stay with just football alone. We've seen our teams complain about the kind of hotel, the noise. They won't settle you one way or the other. And then when you get to the field, hey, you have about 50,000 capacity and you hear me, everybody screaming at your ears. This is how hostile it can be. I'm not saying we should deploy same style, but I ask, when will Nigeria have the back of their clubs and we will unsettle teams? I'm not saying you should go to the
We're always good hosts. We're nice people.
Yes, that niceness, and they go ahead and win trophies and we'll come back home. Remo Stars, see, if Remo Stars, if I'm to look at antecedents of Nigerian clubs, Remo Stars is as good as coming back home. They are going to the north. But I'm somebody who stays with hope. Remo Stars plays good football. Hopefully on the day, good football will pay off. But these guys will not rest on just the good football they play. I'm talking the North Africans. Yeah, they do it an all-rounder. But good one, at least you needed to win at home. You did that win. But I think I can easily forgive Remo Stars. It's Rangers I cannot forgive. This 1-0 win
is too small.
It's too small. Number one, this Zilmaju of Comoros, they are not known in African football. No disrespect to them. Number two, they had to choose everywhere in Africa. They chose Nigeria. They chose Uyo to play. That's double advantage for Rangers. And then you're winning 1-0. Yemi, these are games that you play. First 10 minutes, 15 minutes, shocker will happen. Zemaju will get 1 goal. Zemaju is not under any pressure. Rangers are under pressure. And if they get a goal against Rangers, the pressure goes higher. So it's a worry. This first leg should have ended 2-3-0, where you're super comfortable. And then when you're that comfortable, the second leg, you kill it off. Rangers need to be properly careful. In the first 10 minutes, if they don't get a goal at least, then they might just be stretching issues that they don't want.
All right. So if Kehinde Idris was not happy with Rangers, imagine what he would say about the next thing we're talking about in the CAF Confederation Cup, El Kanemi Warriors. And also alluded to that as well, that he had his worries and it showed with the results. So let's quickly go to the CAF Confederation Cup. Our next spot of call is what happened right here. I wouldn't have predicted this. El Kanemi and the team from Benin Republic 1-1. I wouldn't have thought this would happen. But Austin, what were the signals, the red lights, that made you think this was going to happen and it happened?
Yeah, I mean, remember from when the draw was done, we listened to the coach and he talked about the mindset. He talked about the financial responsibility of executing the CAF Confederation Cup. And he said they don't have it. That was his sincerity. And look, this is a massive project. I keep telling football teams in Nigeria, it's not about just qualifying for competition. It's a big project. How do you execute it? You know, so when I saw El Kanemi Warriors, no disrespect, they were doing the right things by, qualifying, getting out of the NNL to get promotion into the MPFL, and then they won the Federation Cup, and now they are here. But this is the big stage, what sort of financial planning went into this project? What's the mindset of the players, the coaching crew? How ready are they? See, it's 360 degrees branding. So if I say El Kanemi Warriors aren't ready for this campaign, can I say the same thing about Rangers or Remo Stars? No, because they understand that this is a big project. Rangers, the champions of the Nigeria Premier Football League. And we kept saying that no excuses. Now they were playing a team from Comoros, and it was happening in Uyo, in Akwa Ibom State, in South Nigeria. And we expected them to boss it, but it was a 1-0 slim lead. And that's why we're questioning them. But for El Kanemi Warriors, it is what it is. Let's just go and execute it. See, when you fail to plan, you've already planned to fail. And that's why I don't expect anything from El Kanemi Warriors. All the best to them in the second leg, but I'll take any results.
Wow. I don't know if Kehinde is with that give such a brutal assessment. Yeah. And you don't expect, you take whatever comes.
I take whatever comes. From what Austin said, the coach, I listened to him way before the game was played. I listened to him before, the pre-match, presser, post-match presser. He was lamenting about, the shortcomings, no proper rest, welfareism and all of that. And it's a worry. When you're qualifying for the league, look at what Rivers Hoopers did in basketball. Rivers Hoopers, after, they understood, okay, we've qualified for this, they went and signed some of the best basketballers in Africa. And look at where it took them. Perry, just a player, we saw the difference. That is somebody who is seated and prepared to go all the way. Why do we all day, every day, come out here and then we lay down all the excuses? Hey, if you cannot do anything there, then don't be there. How long do Nigerian teams continue to make us come here and start, backing them to, no, this happened, that happened? No. And look at, in this continental assignment, Champions League Confederations Cup, the big money start coming from the group stage. These are monies that you can use to overturn your club. If
you get it,
let me say Eyimba gets to the Champions League knockout round, group stages, and then get to the knockout round in 7 consecutive seasons, the kind of players they will be able to sign comfortably, you won't be able to imagine. Now look at it happening to El Kanemi, to Lobi, to Remo, to Aqua United. Then you have overturned your football, but every day we will not get to that juicy place. We'll come back home, and then we'll come back to start talking about hoeing players, not having good stadia, and the sort. So if you as the representative seem like you've seen the problem, you cannot tackle the problem, you cannot face it, then why go there? And for the general body, that one is story for another day.
Story for another day. Time definitely won't be on our side to look at all of that. Now let's go to Bayelsa, an export of call, since we're still talking about club football in Nigeria. I'll read out the result, but trust me, Austin has a story behind the scenes. There you have it. Governor Diri preseason tournament, everything has come to an end. We've talked extensively about this. Third place game, I went to, Austin was smart with this one. The Promise Keepers winning on penalty, 4-2. They defeated Kwara United on penalty, goalless in regulation time. Then the final game, Bayelsa United gave their people a reason to smile. Of course, Yellow Goa was a goal. So 1-1 in regulation time, 7-6 on penalties to Bayelsa United. All right, before we take some reaction, Austin has his thoughts on this one, but it's maximum points for the Bayelsa state government, plus everyone is a winner in this one.
That's right. I mean, because we don't get to see preseason tournaments. Yes, they just do pockets of friendlies here and there, but we love the fact that Bayelsa said no. 6 MPFL team come and get ready for the for the new season, and then a non-league team in Crusader FC and Yenagua, was a god with beautiful football. With this sort of competition, it's not about winning. It's about proving to people that football in Nigeria can shine. And I love it, But it so happened that Bayelsa State, the host, got to win through Bayelsa United. It was a beautiful game of football. It ended 1-1 at regulation time. And then the host went on to win 7-6 via penalties. And it was Coach Ladan Bosu versus Coach Monday Odigye. And what I like about this new season are the top coaches that we're going to see in the league, And for me, it has also shown that beautiful football is played in Nigeria. I had to put on my socials that stunning goal scored by Ayodele Ezekiel of Abia Warriors. Now, Abia Warriors didn't win, but I'm talking about the beautiful goal that Ezekiel scored. That's what we want to see with our football, so that people will know that we play good football in Nigeria. So let's take a listen to some of the talking points that came out of the preseason tournament, and then Kehinde Idris will come into the conversation.
Positive, and like I said, the tournament has given us opportunity to assess our team. So as we go back, we're going to try and improve on our weaknesses and then get better with our positives. And was a keenly contested game. So like you said, plenty of positive for Bender Insurance Super Club, and I look forward to better outings after this. Well, partially, because this is one of the process of getting a team before the season starts. So it has given us opportunity to see how the players, most of these players are new. 85% are new. So this tournament has given me opportunity to see the strength of individual players and then go work collectively and see how we can be ready, because the league is not a child's play in Nigeria. Every team wants to win. I would like to answer emphatically. Every team in the Premier League is a title contender. So no club looks down on any other club. Like every team, including Ben Insurance, is a title contender.
I've said it in one of my broadcasts that Bayelsa United as a team, and me, particularly as a person, I'm the greatest beneficiary of this preseason tournament. One, it has given me the platform to know some of those old players that need to be carried along. Two, it gives me the platform to know those new ones are brought in, how can they be placed. Because I believe, you can see that I've said it earlier, that I didn't lose my second half. But today's match was tough, because that is the nature of the finals. But then, at least, we will play better in the second half compared to the first half. Nevertheless, we continue to do our best. We continue to build up from where we have stopped today, and to see who goes out, who comes in. Because that's what we call check and balances. We need to do and make sure that we present a very good team that is purposeful. That show the character of purposefulness. That is winning matches, and the character of entertainment factor. That is a global aim of sports. That is to entertain the crowd, and that is what we're here for.
Congratulations. We now take the national anthem.
So that's it. Bayelsa United, champions of the MPFL preseason tournament, right there in Yenagoa, the Bayelsa State capital, South Nigeria. Look, I love everything about this one, Kehinde. And if you listen to Coach Ladan Boso and Coach Monday Odige, it's a good one for them to take a look at their team and see ways that, they can refine just before the start of the new season. I think this is the way to go.
This is definitely the way to go. I think for the first time, probably in a long time or since forever, I'm seeing a window, that's a break for the MPFL, and I'm seeing very quality preseason matches. The one that ended is sponsored by a brand, so I cannot mention. Then this one, I think it's been fantastic. Top teams coming up against each other. See, so many times you just see these top clubs, Bayelsa, Bendel Insurance, they'll play the academies in and around their state, and they are good for the season. And then you start the season on a very patchy note. But this one, so many teams are Shooting Stars, playing Sunshine playing Eyimba playing Rangers playing Remo. It's been that all through, the preseasons that I've seen, and I think I love it. And I think Bayelsa added a little bit of charade. There is paparazzi coming with this one, which makes it more beautiful. And look at the coaches in the final. How better can you get it? Ladan Boso and Monday Odige. Yes, Monday might not be an household name like a Ladan Boso, but already in the last 2-3 years, the man has cut his teeth, and you should give him his respect. And we're already looking forward to the new season. 31st of August, Kehinde Idris cannot wait.
Especially because we've seen those guys again.
Those managers, I want to see them.
Let's take some more reactions before we end on this preseason tournament. Let's take some more reactions to wrap it all up on the preseason tournament.
Criticize us for spending so much on sports. But you can see that the option is criminality and crime. And we don't want our youth to be into crime and drugs. And so we are giving two-pronged approach, sports and education. And these two bring prosperity. We have had a lot of Nigerians who have made it through football. The Mikel Obis, the Finidi George, the Samson Siasia, the Kanu Wankwas, and the rest of them, you can name them. The Babangidas and the Oladimejis and the Dumutu Adekojis. And so Bayelsa today is a mecca of football and sports. And that is deliberate by the progressive government. Because we believe that if the alternative we have is for them to go into drugs and criminality, but with this kind of engagement. And so we are happy today that out of the last tournament, which just ended about two weeks ago, we have about 10 of our discoveries going out of Bayelsa State. That is money coming to Bayelsa State indirectly. You may not know. And that is prosperity. And so we will continue to promote sports. The fact that the fire is making a noise will not stop the hunter from pushing the meat he has killed. Those who want to complain can complain about our expenditure for sports. But we believe that it's better, deliberate, and more beneficial to both the states and in Nigeria and our boys. And so we'll continue to do in this direction. We are looking at the possibility, after conferring with His Excellency, to see how we can bring the girls as well, to shaping them as well for this tournament. And so I want to congratulate all the teams. There's no winner, there's no loser. All of them came here for one objective. The objective was to reshape their team for the coming season. And that objective has been achieved.
And that was the Deputy Governor of Bayelsa, Lawrence Owurujapo, speaking there, obviously very elated, and of course talking about the enormous benefits of the preseason tournament. All right, let's wrap it up on the show by talking about the next big thing, talking about the ladies now, FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup. We talk about the Falconets, the preparation for it. So I'm just going to quickly go across to remind our viewers of the games the Falconets will play and some of the matches they will play as test games, test matches for the tournament. And it's no longer news there in Group D. They'll be up against some very, very strong teams. So just quickly go across now. We'll start with the test matches for the Falconets. They'll be up against Australia on Friday, August 23rd. Talking about this Friday. And on Monday, the coming one, they'll be up against Mexico. Friday, August 23rd, Monday, August 26th, they'll be playing. But like I said, they're in Group D. They're up against some really strong nations. So let's just quickly see the teams they will be up against in Group D. And Kehinde Idris, I don't envy the girls. I don't envy the coach is a tall order. They've made the final twice, so maybe we shouldn't be too afraid. Monday, September 2nd, Nigeria will be up against Korea Republic. Wednesday, September 4th, we'll be up against Germany. And on September 7th, Saturday, maybe in my own book, the one I could say, yes, this one probably is 3 points. The first two, I'm not sure. I don't know if Kane Idris agrees with me.
I think I do agree. The Korea Republic have also found a way to...
Although some people are calling them sleeping giants, I don't know why, but they're still a strong force in women's football.
Yeah, they are a strong force when it comes to women's football. And there is something wary about this level of football. You really don't know teams. Mm-hmm. They just come hit you and they're already gone.
They don't know teams, but the ones that have a structure, their performance is predictable.
Yeah, it's always predictable because they already have a structure. Germany, every day, all day. Any team coming from Germany.
Even these Koreans.
And Venezuela. See, they did something special to be at the World Cup. That's why they are here. And that's why you need to be wary. Yes, there will still be minors in groups at tournaments, big tournaments and all. But they are here and you need to give them their respect. And then sometimes I don't even look at the teams that we are playing. What have the Falconets done in recent years? That's another question to bother me. You know, I love what Danjuma is doing with the team, but what special thing have the under-20 ladies do? So that scares me more than even the teams that will be playing.
Is more than selecting players.
It's more than.
It depends a lot on what the coach has to pick from. The structure.
Of course.
Felipe Scolari said at one time, I think it was Carlos Alberto, rather, I'm not going to teach a striker how to score.
At all. In tournaments like that.
If I have to teach a striker how to score, then he has no business playing football.
He has no business.
At this level. So, but let me listen to Austin as we prepare to wrap things up. My worry is that we don't seem to be doing anything on the home front with regards developing football. But we're still playing tournaments. It's a worry. No matter what happens to the Falconets in this competition, even if they go on to win, we cannot shy away from the fact we are not doing anything. We are an accident waiting to happen.
That's what it is, It's always the fire brigade approach. That's why I always preach no pressure at the age grade, no matter what you're going for. No pressure, because the goal, the objective should be development. And when you're not developing, you just want to go to competitions and win so that some persons wish to score cheap propaganda points, then we should discourage that. I completely agree with you. We're not building. And now we just want these girls to go out there and then perform magic. We love competitions. So they will go to this tournament in Colombia and then give their best. And then when it happens the right way, by chance, people will start taking the glory. But with this team, I like the consistency with Coach Christopher Danjuma. He's been with the team for some time, and he knows these ladies. And for me, this is a good way for us to get players into the senior women's national team, the Super Falcons. I love the fact that they are playing those 2 test matches against Australia and Mexico. Mexico is strong at this level. Let's also remember that it's now that the competition has been upgraded to a 24 nations tournament, and half the size are debutants. So let's just hope that Korea Republic will not be a worry. And then the Falconets go out there, give their best, play for themselves and the pride of the country. That's the show. In London, I'm Austin Okonakwa, and in everything you do, remember, keep talking sports. Bye for now.
Well, it's a wrap here in Lagos as well, but first I want to thank Kane Idris for his time on the show. As usual, our conversation never ends. We take it out of the studio. But Kane, I want to thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. Salma Paraluelo won the Under-20 World Cup, went ahead to win the Senior Women's World Cup. So, your pick is there.
That's the show today. Join us again tomorrow. We'll take you on a trip across the morning spinning world of sports. I'm Yemi Adebayo.